Well, hello, my little triglets. Here we are back at Video Trig. We are going to talk about section 7.2. This is the law of cosines. Since we did the law of sines, we can't leave poor cosine alone. He wants to be included too. So he's got his own law. And you use it with side angles, side triangles, and side, side, side. So those are the two times when you're going to use the law of cosines. And if you want to know where it comes from, there's a long derivation on page 715. That's how you get the formula. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free, but I'm going to just save time and just give you the formula here. All right, there are three forms of it, just like law of sines. It has three parts to it. Also, this one goes something like this. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. Notice it's got a cosine in there because it's the law of cosines. The other versions are you just rotate the numbers or the letters around here. So b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. So notice whatever you start with b, you have to end with the angle b. And the third one is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. So the sides and angles just vary according to what you're given in the problem. Okay, so let's try a quick problem here. So we have A, B, and C. So this side is 30, this side is 20, and this side is A. Remember, across from angle A is going to be little a. And we are given that angle A is 60. So notice we have side, angle, side. And they have to be in that order. Okay, so to find little a, I'm going to use this formula because I need to solve for little a, so I want that to be the one that's by itself. So let's write down a squared equals, now b squared would be 20 squared, c squared would be 30 squared, minus 2bc, and then cosine of a, which we said was 60. Okay, then you just work all that out. I'm added these two. Now keep in mind you have to add those together, then you have to subtract all of this. So be careful how you type it in. You might want to do the parentheses here first, and then minus, and then another big parentheses. So try it and see if you get 700 for the right side. If you do, that's great. And then square root both sides, I get a to be approximately 26.5. Okay, so if I want to continue and find the rest of these, so this is 26.5, what I want to caution you is I have enough now to do the law of sines. I could set up sine of b over 20 and then sine of a, 26 points. You need to use the entire decimal. Um, Oops, let's say that 26 should be on the bottom. So this would be sine of 60. So sine of A over 26.5. But make sure you use the entire decimal. Don't use the rounded one. Okay? Don't use rounded answers because you'll just get more rounded and more rounded and your final answer might be off by a little bit. So if I continue this problem here, let's work this out. I get the sine of b equals, I got 63465 when I multiplied these two and divide by 26 point whatever. So I got angle B to be about 40.9. So this you'll have to do inverse sine to get that answer. So to finish this, I got angle B to be 40.9. Now it depends on how they ask you to round it. It might be 41. And then angle C, I take 180 minus A and B, so I got that to be about 79 for angle C. And there you have it. So we've solved all of them. Okay, what if we have side, side, side? So side, 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 let's say I have a triangle here. I have angle A, B, and C. So little a is 6, little b is 9, and little c is 4. So you can choose whichever one you want now. Probably the one I'm going to tell you to do that's going to keep your answers in the right order. You want to find the angle opposite the largest side first. Okay, when you do that, if you don't do that, then sometimes the ambiguous case comes in and you don't want it to. So if you always choose the longest side first and that angle, which in our case is going to be angle B, then you'll avoid some ambiguous case stuff. So that means I have to use side B first. So 9 squared equals, and then 4 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 4 times 6 cosine of B. So B is, capital B is the one we're trying to find. All right, so 81 equals 16 plus 36 minus 48 cosine B. So if I subtract 36 and 16 from 81, so that's 52, so I'm going to subtract 52 from both sides, so I get 29 equals negative 48 cosine B. All right, now to get B alone, I'm going to divide by negative 48, and I get negative 0.6042 is the cosine of B. Then I have to do inverse cosine of negative 0.6042, and I get angle B to be about 127. Okay, so now let me go back up to the steps. We started putting steps up here. The second step is to use law of sines to find a second angle. And then the third step I might as well put in here, subtract the two angles from 180 to get the third one. Okay, so let's go back down here and let's do the law of sines. So the sine of angle A, I'm going to choose to pick A, over 6 is the sine of 127.1688997. Make sure you use the entire decimal over 9. And then I want to cross multiply and I get sine equals 0.53124. And the inverse sine, I get A equals about 32 degrees. And to get angle C, I take 180 minus 127 and 32. So I get angle C to be 21. So those are my other answers. Okay, so law of cosine, the biggest thing I'm going to warn you about is this first thing. Always choose the largest side and find that angle first. Because if you don't, then things get kind of messed up. All right, one last thing in law of sines, new formula. It's called Heron's formula. And this is to find the area of a triangle given side, side, side. Okay, so here's the formula. The area equals the big square root of s times s minus a, s minus b, and s minus c, where a, b, and c are the sides of the triangle. Now, what is the first question you're going to ask me? Right, what is s? So s stands for the semi-perimeter. Okay, semi means half. So what we're going to do is if you have that triangle, A, B, and C, we're going to add A plus B plus C and divide it by 2. And that's what's equal to S. Okay, so let's do a quick problem here. So little a, side A is 12, side B is 16, side C is 24. So let's find the area. So I take 12 plus 16 plus 24 and divide it by 2, because that's what S is, and I got 26 to be the S. All right, so now we need to put that in that big formula. So big square root. 26 times 26 minus A, 26 minus B, and 26 minus C. Okay, now when you multiply all four of these together, I got 7,280, and the square root of that is approximately 85. And then whatever it is, units squared for area. Okay, so you only use Heron's formula when it's side, side, side. Makes it pretty easy. Whoever figured this out is pretty much a genius. So there you go, another formula to memorize. Law of cosines is another one. And that's it. All right, ta-ta for now. And don't forget, trig is love. So you gotta love it back to make it work.